Hey, animal chiropractic friends. We're here today with Tony Seymour, the Animal Chiropractic Website Pro. Tony builds websites. He builds amazing websites for chiropractors all over the world and for animal chiropractors all over this country. Tony's got years and years of experience. He is awesome at what he does. I'm not going to say too much more because I think he's going to tell you a lot of the things that he can do to help your website or your lack of website to help your practice. Welcome, Tony.
Hey, Dr. Amy, it's so good to see you. And obviously love spending time with you and Dr. Bill as well. So thank you so much. And really looking forward to Basecamp Pro. Last year was absolutely epic. You had some phenomenal speakers, so I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
Well, thanks. We're really excited that you're going to be there and that you're going to be able to speak and pass along a lot of your great nuggets, because we know that animal chiropractors who have websites that you've built do phenomenally well. What can you tell us about a website people build their own websites all the time, right? I can build my own website on some WordPress or Wix or something. What's the difference? What makes your websites different?
Well, no, again, thank you. And that's a really good question. What's the difference? Um, I would say kind of the same thing is what's the difference between, can anybody adjust their animal? Or let me ask you this, can anybody move a vertebra of their dog or horse or whatever the case may be? And yeah, I guess we can. I mean, can and should are two really big differences. So I would say number one is, you got to know, how to design it, how to it actually works. So that's I hope that makes some sense that anybody can, I guess, adjust an animal, but if you don't want to hurt you can be wasting some time and effort and doing some damage of your social reputation out there if it's not done right. So that'd be the number one thing.
Okay. So there's obviously a right and a wrong way to put together a website.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
what might be some of those things that people do to their websites that cause them damage?
Well, having done websites for an extremely long period of time for obviously chiropractors, but animal chiropractors as well for the A.C.E.S family, the biggest problem we have with websites, and I think there's really 8 or 9 really big things. Number one problem when talking to clients, these sort of things is that I hear is they don't have enough traffic. The number one problem with websites is nobody goes to my website. Even if they did build their own website, and even if it is fantastic or whatever the case may be, the number one problem is they just don't have enough traffic. They're not driving enough traffic to their website. Now that can be for a lot of reasons, but that's really the biggest reason. I guess the second reason is if they built, if somebody's built a website for you, or if you built your own website, you can attract an audience, but is it the right audience that you're looking for? So there's lots of different examples with that, but I think a lot of the times what I'm getting from animal chiropractors is, let's say they're doing animal chiropractic. Well, they're getting a lot of, they've built their own website or maybe even had another company do it, something along those lines, is they're having a lot of veterinary calls come in. Nothing wrong with veterinarian at all, I'm not going there, but they're just attracting, the run of the mill veterinary type of clients. Is that,
Oh, like, can you spay my kitten tomorrow?
yeah, can you spay my kitten, and all of that stuff. So that's a
Right.
lot what I'm hearing a lot of from the animal chiropractors out there. We're getting some traffic, for those who are, but it's not, they're looking for vaccines or whatever the case may be, and all that sort of stuff, where it's not really why we created the website to begin with. So number one is not enough traffic. Number two is just attracting the wrong audience.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah. Or can you see my animal for free? How about that
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
I just want to pick your brain.
Well, that's the thing is, I think I 100% agree with what you're talking about. If the website isn't, 5-star up here, what do you think it's going to attract? It's not
Exactly.
going to attract the kind of clients or patients that you're looking for. These sort of things. Again, my kudos. I'm not, kudos for people jumping into the website world for sure. With these sort of things, but it's a little more complicated than sometimes we give it credit for. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what are some of the other things that you see on websites or that are complaints that people have about their websites? Why should they come to you?
Sure. Well, one of the biggest, probably one of the biggest things I do over here is we clarify your website. Clarity is king. We can all get content, content about animal chiropractic, veterinary services, whatever. Well, I can just like I can go to the grocery store and get all kinds of ingredients, but I just throw that into the wok or a pan and start mixing stuff up without being clear about what I'm making or what I'm trying to accomplish. That's a problem. So that's what I'd say. Number one is lack of traffic. Number two is the lack of audience. Number three is your unique value. What are your goals for your website? Is it for new leads, for new clients? Is it, to have a store on your website and to drive sales, these sort of things. But number four would be the clarity. Clarity is king with a website. For example, when you go to the A.C.E.S, the school's website, it is super clear, ultra clear what the objective is from that school. Number one, you're there to help out veterinarians and chiropractors take their business to the next level with animal chiropractic. For me, when I go to your website, that's abundantly clear. And then the second thing that's on your I see on your website is, I think you're the only one in the nation who offers online continuing education. You guys, and it's like super clear to me on your website. That's exactly what it's there for. But that again, I'm just highlighting number four is clarity is king, and that's going to produce results. So, but we don't get there with, again, I guess the fifth thing I would say is if there's a lack of guidance on your website, because we should be able to guide. Going to your website shouldn't be an information fest. Okay, it should be a guided process of exactly what you want your new client to do. So number five, I would say is guidance. We're having the user, the person who goes to your website, we're guiding them through a process of what we would like them to do, if that's what they're looking for. Again, if a strict animal chiropractor doesn't, you know, and spayed kittens or whatever the case may be, well, then let's be clear about that. And that way, we don't waste time or money or our efforts in building out your website. So, but those would be some of the big basics of building out a successful website.
Okay. So what, I know you're going to speak at base camp and
Yep,
you're going to give us all kinds of tidbits and things that people will want to look at their own websites. What might help them to be able to look at their website now before base camp and
sure.
decide, is this the right website or should I have somebody else look at it? What should I do?
No, that's a good question. Number one, yeah, if they want to have their website reviewed ahead of time, I mean, really the best thing they could do, Dr. Amy, is I've got a really elaborate software program. The best thing for them to do is just to go to my website, which is ChiroWebsitePro.com. That's ChiroWebsitePro.com, is to go there and put in your information to have your free report done. And my software will evaluate your website from top to bottom, inside and out. It basically is doing a full examination of your website to find out the status that it's in. Because I'm not one to say, oh yeah, give me a call, I'll build you a new website. No, let's find out the status of your website, do an exam to find out what kind of shape your website's in, number one. And then number two, that way we can, if you'd like to, we can do a discovery call and I'll share with you everything that the report shows. So that's the funny thing. If you want to do something before base camp, that would really be my number one suggestion. Go on there, put in your name, your website address, and your phone number, and I'll share with you everything in the report. Because the subluxation, so to speak, that your website's currently experiencing, number one. Number two, really looking forward to seeing a lot of people at base camp, because at base camp, what I'm going to do, I'm going to provide everybody a really in-depth checklist of things that you can go through, not only just on your website, but with your marketing in general, something you can print off and go through and just basically reevaluate your website, because the reality behind it is if you haven't updated your website in the last 2 years, with everything that has gone on in the last 2 years, the technology online has skyrocketed. It is a totally completely different ballgame right now, and it's really a great time to to review and reevaluate your website so you can get you really help take your business to the next level, because it's sitting right there.
That's awesome. Because I know some things have happened recently even that have made even marketing difficult or different for sure. And that I'm really looking forward to hearing about some of the things that we can do to boost that part of
Yeah,
our business.
yeah, it'll be super practical. I won't get super techie on anybody. It'll be super, practical, everyday steps you can take, or things that you can take. There's action steps you can take to evaluate. Okay, here's where I'm at, and what you can do to take things to the next level. So it's super clean. It's going to be epic, and yeah, it's going to be really good.
Man, we can't wait because I always want to know what can I do that's going to help more people out there and more animals.
Yeah, it's something super clean, super simple that you can do that will be working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to help take your practice to the next level. And it's a really good way to do it.
Yeah, it sounds like it's working for you instead of you having to do the work. You can do it while they're sleeping.
Yeah, very few things we can do in life that are that way, but your website's super important to make sure we have that down right. So
Awesome. So one more time, how can they get the free exam and get in touch with you to go over their website?
yeah, the number one thing you can do is just go to ChiroWebsitePro.com. That's ChiroWebsitePro.com. And you just fill out the information for a free report. And you type in your name, your website address, and your phone number. And then my software will generate the entire report for you. I'll email you the report, and then we can go over it together to find out what your strong points are, and then again what your weak points or your subluxations are on your online marketing. And you make a decision, decide you want to make some changes or whatever the case may be, and I'll help you make the changes that I can make. So we'll make it happen.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to give us a little sneak peek into what's going to be going on in that talk during base camp. I invite everyone to register for base camp. It's 26 hours. And guys, we have expanded base camp. So it used to be we started at noon every day. This year we start at 8 o'clock every morning. We've got some really powerhouse speakers all day long. If you want to get in on these, you need to register now. One of the best parts about being present during those speakers is that you get to ask and interact and ask questions, get your questions answered. So you'll be able to ask Tony specific questions about things that are bugging you or that are not working for your website. Make sure you're there. Register for Base Camp Pro. You can find it at animalchiropracticeducation.com/basecamppro. And you'll find it under the courses section. So if you click on courses, there's a drop down and you'll just click on base camp and get registered. We look forward to seeing you guys there. It's 26 hours of AVCA and IVCA approved continuing education. There is no other approved continuing education out there that will actually work on the business that you're in instead of in the business that you're in, which is what most CE is about. Thanks for joining me again, Tony. And we'll be looking forward to hearing from you base camp.
Looking forward to seeing you at base camp, Dr. Amy. Say hello to Dr. Bill, and you guys are the best animal chiropractors in the world. It's an honor to be a part of base camp.
Awesome. Thanks. We wouldn't be there if it weren't for your help. So thanks again.
Love and appreciate you. We'll see you soon.